Hi, and welcome to this week's Spotlight on the Arts. We're back on Facebook Live again,
Yes, we are.
doing our live thing.
We think we are.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully.
we know all you are out there waiting for us. So we've got a big lineup today, and Jay's going to get us started with a big lineup with few clothes.
A little bit of clothing, eventually. The Full Monty is the musical that's opening the last show of the season for the Manatee Players. This is a musical based on the hit British film about a group of unemployed steelworkers who get desperate to make some money, and there's a Chippendales kind of show that comes into town. The women go crazy, and they think, well, why can't we do that? Of course, these guys aren't built like the models in Chippendales, but they get a lot of support from their wives and kids, and go about doing it. But then the big question is, are they going to go to Full Monty, which means taking it all off, which would mean they would make more money. So that's opening tonight at the Manatee Players, and running through May 7th, and it's directed by Dwayne Barrett, and has some familiar faces and some people who are new to me at least. So I'm looking forward to going to see that, and we'll let you know how it is.
I think I reviewed the last local production of Full Monty. Where was that?
That may have been at the Players.
Yeah, I think it was at
2 years ago or something like that. Yeah, it's
a fun show.
It's been showing up a lot because I guess audiences love it. People say they're prudish, but they all go out to see the strip shows when they're tame or something. So, what do you got?
What do I got? I got Gloria Musicae, which is actually for quite a few years they've been doing various collaborations with other groups in town, and they have a big one coming up this Sunday afternoon at the Opera House in Sarasota, Verdi's Requiem, and they have of course the singers from Gloria Musicae and the Master Chorale from Tampa Bay, and along with some people from the Sarasota Orchestra and 4 soloists. So I'm sure that will be quite a production, and you may also want to stay tuned for some news coming in Sunday's paper. Well, actually, we will have it online later tonight when they announce it. But Gloria Musicae is doing a bit of rebranding.
Yes.
So
we can't tell you what that means yet.
We are not allowed to tell you the new name yet.
But later tonight on Herald-Tribune.com, you'll find a story about the Requiem, which also reveals some of the other stuff that we're going to be announcing in a few hours.
Great.
So,
and
we go from the Requiem. Seems appropriate now to talk about the West Coast Black Theater Troupe's production of Dearly Departed. It's a comedy. It has been around for a while. It's been done by a bunch of local theaters, but this is going to be the first time we've seen it in Sarasota with an African-American cast, which is sort of inspired by a movie version of the play that was called Kingdom Come, that had Whoopi Goldberg and Anthony Anderson and a whole bunch of stars. Jacob Pinkett Smith, I think, was in it. And it's about a family, the Turpin family, that's trying to get it together to bury their patriarch, Bud, who is not a very well-liked person, apparently. Even his wife she has no kind words for her husband. And it's his kids and his sister and some relatives and friends who getting together for the funeral and see little vignettes of what they're like. And Nate Jacobs, the founder of the West Coast Troupe, is playing an aunt in drag, just as he has done with Aunt Rudell, his popular one-woman show. But he describes this character as very different. So a fire and brimstone kind of preacher lady who has a past that she's trying to keep hidden. So a lot of surprises, and they're ending the season with comedy. So, and that's opening this weekend, and it's running through the end of May.
I hate it when men are better women than I am. This is something I've come across in the dance world quite often. Often my partners can do my part better than I can do it. So.
Well, you already wear big heels, but if you put on a lot of makeup, you could.
Maybe that's what I'm missing.
I'm not suggesting you do that, because you look fine just the way you are.
Okay, moving on to the Sarasota Pops Orchestra is going to be doing the music of Sinatra. How can you not love this concert? Yep. You know, the Pops Orchestra, Sinatra music. The only thing that would make it better is if they had dancing, which they don't, but maybe you can kind of do a little internal dancing while you're listening. Jazz vocalist Michael Andrew will be featured, and that is Friday and Saturday nights and Saturday afternoon, I believe, at the Van Wezel.
Should be fun. And getting back into the drag spirit, at the Van Wezel on Tuesday, they're opening. Every year, Mary Benzel brings in a musical that runs for a week, and this year it's Kinky Boots, the Tony Award-winning musical with a score by Cyndi Lauper and a book by Harvey Fierstein. And it's about a British guy who inherits his family's shoe business and discovers that it's failing, and he somehow meets a drag queen named Lola who inspires him to turn the factory into a place where they make hip-high or thigh-high boots for drag queens because they have more support. And so that's where that story goes, and it turns out to be a big success, and everybody has lessons to learn about acceptance and understanding of other people and their ways
what
of life.
It's like to wear 6-inch stilettos.
I guess. We don't have to. I don't have to do that in the audience, I'm hoping. But that's opening on Tuesday and running through the following Sunday. The show won 6 Tony Awards, including Best Score for Cyndi Lauper. And the music is, I haven't seen the show, but I've heard the score, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing that when it gets here.
And a little different style of movement. At New College on Saturday, there will be a demonstration of Dance for Parkinson's, which is a program that was developed by the Mark Morris Dance Group in New York, using dance movement to as kind of a therapeutic tool for patients with Parkinson's. And the program has been going here for a number of years. Lemus Bolaños Wilmot, who is the founder of Sarasota Contemporary Dance, teaches it regularly at Parkinson Place. And so she'll be doing a demonstration with some of her students, and it'll be followed by a panel discussion with Lemus and a couple of New College professors and Marilyn Tate, who's the executive director of Parkinson Place. And they will be talking about embodied cognition, which is a fancy way of saying learning through moving your body. So that starts at 11 at New College. It's completely free. I think there's a little brunch coffee thing at the beginning, and then the demonstration, and then the panel.
That's great. This weekend is also the Greenfield Prize weekend. Saturday night there's a dinner honoring David Burnett, the photographer, who is the 2017 winner of the Greenfield Prize, which is administered by the Hermitage Artist Retreat. And he's the first photographer to win. That dinner is going to be at Michael's on East. But the big thing, I mean, that's not a big thing. Friday night and Saturday afternoon is the world premiere of a new piece by Bobby Previtt, who's a composer and drummer, called Terminals Part 2 in Transit. It's going to be performed as part of the New Music, New College series at the Sanger Pavilion. And there'll be a talk with Stephen Miles, who's the provost of New College and the artistic director of New Music, New College, half an hour before each performance. And Bobby Previtt is playing with the other musicians in this piece, which is supposed to be about an hour long, and I'm looking forward to hearing this. He won the Greenfield Prize in 2015, and each person who wins the prize is given a $30,000 commission to create a new work, and they're given 2 years. So his 2 years are up, and now we're going to hear what he created. And
a great venue with New College and Music. Their programs are really fascinating.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're kind of out there, but I've always enjoyed the
I'm
music.
hoping it's really out there.
Yeah.
I want to see what I want to get the most out there that I can this weekend.
And for something a little more familiar, I don't know too many people who don't know the musical Hairspray by this point. And American Stage up in St. Pete is doing a production in, is it pronounced Demons Landing?
Demons
Landing
know,
Park, yeah. So, great show, outdoor venue. I've always been impressed with American Stage's productions. So that is going on through March 14th and opens
Friday.
Friday.
At the big gala. I'm going to see it Sunday night. And that's the third show that we've talked about that has somebody in drag. So it's like a recurring
It's drag
thing.
week at Spotlight on
And we
the
haven't
Arts.
even talked about Drag Queen Bingo or anything.
The Dance for Parkinson's people will not be in drag.
And it won't be a
just
drag
so you
meeting
know.
to watch. So those are some of the things that you can choose to experience this weekend or in the coming weeks. And you can read our reviews in the Herald-Tribune and online at heraldtribune.com/arts, and look for that story about the news with Gloria Musici later tonight. And otherwise, we will see you back here next week.